Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, um, 26, 2022. Sorry about that. I had to do the calculations. My name is Frank Gutierrez-Navas. I'm a teacher here at Highland High School. I'm a visual arts 1 and 2 teacher. I more than likely have one of your children, students, for my visual art class for 1 or 2. California state standards have changed this to visual art and design now. Um, a little bit about myself. I've been working for over 15 or 17 years for the Antelope Valley Unified High School District. I've been at Highland for teaching art, I would say 6 to 7 years. I stopped counting. When you're enjoying what you do, you really don't count the years. Um, this year it's a little bit last year was tough teaching from home because of the COVID condition, and it's still a bit tougher with the situation. Almost my classroom, I teach both in the classroom as well as online. So in Google Classroom, assignments are posted for students with visual instructions, written instructions, and digitized handouts for them to do the work at home. If unfortunately they get sick, or they, for some personal family issues, you have to go out of town. They can check all the assignments I post up there, and they can also submit the work in Google Classroom. I mostly put everything in Google Classwork. It is divided by the week, so each week is like a weekly calendar. So like before we are in week number 3, I do put a couple more assignments ahead. So we might have they might be a week ahead, so they can know what the upcoming assignments are going to be. I prefer, I'll be honest with, and your students can say this, I prefer grading online. I mean, not grading online, I prefer teaching in the classroom. I also will check when I grade online, as well as physically in the class. Students submit their artworks, their projects, their reading materials they have answered, and I will grade it physically. But if they're working from home, I can also do it digitally. So they can submit the work digitally, and they can turn it in. Also for visual art 1 and 2, this year, because of the California state standards for the visual arts being rewritten, especially in our district and other districts throughout Southern California and Northern California, we are asking students to keep a digital portfolio. The digital and design portfolio for Art 1, as well as visual art and design portfolio for Art 2, they're a little bit, they have two different themes. If you're asking your children, their digital portfolio, so every assignments they do, they have to take a picture and submit it online and keep it and curate their work. At the end of the year, they will will keep most of their best art mediums and critiques they have posted in there. The purpose of the portfolios in general for both Art 1 and 2, mostly for the Art 2 students, is to apply to universities, not just in visual arts program and design programs, but also for engineering, architecture, because I do teach a lot of drafting, linear perspective drafting in our drawings. So they're learning to draw implied form, the 3 dimensions, height, width, and depth and form. But for the Art 2 students, it's mostly to focus for university, also for job interviews. For the Art 1 students as well, to keep, when they go to job interviews, and usually a potential employer will ask them, do you have any special skills? They can actually use the digital portfolio in their job interview process. But for the Art 2 students, it's mostly used for, it's also used for job interviews, but also for universities, technical programs they might be applying, or schools. If they're asked by either the university recruiter or college program or technical school recruiter what special skills you have. Even students are interested in going into from engineering, architecture, as well as auto mechanics, or drafting, anything that deals with design of gadgets or mechanical parts. Students need to know how to design. So the purpose of the portfolio, as we mentioned, is both academic as well as potential for job interviews, as well as getting apprenticeships while they can continue adding more materials into their portfolios and design. It doesn't have to be just aesthetics of art. which we teach them in Art 1. In Art 1 as well as in Art 2, students also learn other than portfolio, they also learn to critique art using the elements of art. They learn how to the different aspects right now in the spring semester. They have accomplished the art elements of line, shape, form. In this semester and texture, they're focusing again mostly in value of light and shadow in the colors as well as in monochrome colors, but as well as value color theory. They do also review last semester as well as this semester. They also review the principles of design and visual arts. And they need to know both the art elements in visual arts as well as the design principles, which they do talk about in their portfolios, in their artwork, art mediums. They use it mostly to learn how to critique art objectively. It's hard to believe you can actually talk about art objectively, but we do have a 4-step procedure of art criticism that was established in the late 80s. So students learn how to describe art using the art elements, analyze art, interpret art, and then finally evaluate and judge art. Prior to judging and evaluating, they use how the elements of art function within the design principles they learn. There's about 8 design principles we focus in the grades 9 through 12 in the visual arts. The difference between Art 1, it's a basic for visual arts in California state standards for our students. Art 2 focuses more for students who are thinking about taking more of an advanced class in college, be it a community college, a tech program, or the first Cal State University system or UC University system. So they don't have to take the introductory visual art class anymore. They can take the more advanced sculpture, welding, sculpture, oil painting, because we're basically teaching this in both these classes. I am also co-VAPA Visual Arts Performance Art Department Chair. Sorry about the stumbling. Like I said, I wish we could have been met like we did in August when we had our back to school night that night, but unfortunately, due to the Omicron surge that happened earlier in January, which thank God is dropping a little bit right now, we have to meet online. So I will also, for your consideration, I will be logged in a little bit before 6 o'clock, probably around 5:30 or 5. I will have a link posted in all my 6 periods on Google Classroom. I will also email parents with the link. I will be present from 6 o'clock till 7 o'clock in the evening. The students know they were giving a little bit extra credit, so it's not going to hurt their grade, but it's going to help a little bit. So again, I will be logging in from, I would say 5:30, in case there's any technical issues, 5:30 to 6 till 7 o'clock. I hope to meet you and talk to you online. I will be also from home. I'll be in this office, in my parents' home. So please feel free to join and talk to me about anything you might want to talk about in children's progress in either Visual Art and Design Art 1 or Visual Art and Design 2. I'll be a pleasure to meet you guys, talk to you. If I've already met you, it'll be great to keep check. You can check with me how your student is doing. So again, it'll be a great pleasure to talk to you, even if it is online. We'll be you don't have to put the screen on if you don't want to. I understand you guys are at home. You probably drove from Los Angeles. I used to commute. I know how it feels. And you're just comfortable at home. You don't have to if you put your emojis or your icons you put in front of your page, that would be quite more than acceptable. And just, sorry, I had to check, see if I was virus free on my computer. Feel free to meet me Wednesday night I was trying to be before 5:30 till 7 o'clock that evening. Thank you very much. I really appreciate having your children, students in our classroom. It's great seeing them develop their visual vision and designing, as well as comprehending dimensional design, not just for art, but also for whatever potential careers they're looking forward towards to. Well, thank you very much. Have a great evening. And I hope to see you Wednesday night.